Welcome to another Spinderella how-to video. Today we have another member of the Spinderella committee, Jill Hunt, who's going to talk to us about some things that are important to have in our bags on our bike and to show us how to change a flat tire.
Hi, I'm Jill Hunt, and I'm going to go over how to change a tire. And the number one thing you need on the back of your bike is a bike bag. And let me show you what goes into that bike bag. I have a little toolkit here, and this is really important because this will tighten up any little loose screws or anything that's on that bike. One time I had my bike became very loose and I was able to pull this out, and no one else on my ride had it, and I was pretty excited that I had a tool like that, and they thought I was really cool. So this is a really important tool here. And then we have our bike wrenches, and this is to take out the tube of your bike. And then we have our tube that's in the box here. Then you take it out of the box to put it into the bag. And then we have a patch kit, and this is the self-adhesive one, and this is the one that has actually glue on it that will use the adhesive. I put in mine is a CO2 cartridge, and this is the air that goes into your tube, and it's about 100 pounds of pressure. Some people like to have this little pump on their bike also, but more people are going to the CO2 cartridge. Now for at home, this is really important to have is a bike pump at home. And before a ride, I always pump my tires up to about 100 to 110. I usually like 100. And the reason for that is you're going to less likely have flat tires, because of that 100 pounds of pressure, thorns and stuff will be less likely to penetrate it. And the ride is a lot easier. It's a lot smoother ride. So this is a really important tool to have at home. Now, all those tools I showed you in that bike pouch actually do fit. And I have a bike pouch right here that has all those tools, and I'll show you how everything is just really tucked in here really nicely. We have a flat tire. We're out on the Spinderella ride, and we're like, oh my word, I have a flat tire. So what I do is I undo the brake lever right here. All right, and then this lever right down here, you pull that open like this, and there's a little nut or just a little thing that you unscrew right here. It's a little black knob, okay? Then you pull the tire off. It's pretty simple. It just comes right off like this. We start here, and we take off this little cover. Now, one of the guys at the shop made sure to tell me that this is just a dust cover. A lot of women worry that they're missing one and they'll come back in and want another one, but don't worry about it if you ever lose one. It's not going to hurt anything. Then you take off this little nut right here, and this is the Presto valve. Okay. Then I get my little park tool, and I'm going to get in my bag here, a tool here that goes right in here. Okay, and then I just pop it up like this, okay? And the main thing is you want to pull it towards you, because that is the best lever right there, is pull it right, get it right underneath that tire. Just make sure it's right underneath there. And do you see how I'm pulling it right towards me like this? And you pull this out like this, okay? And the next step is make sure you take your fingers and run it underneath the tire to make sure there's not anything that's poking it, and that's caused the flat tire, like maybe glass or maybe a little piece of stick or something like that that's actually caused the flat tire, okay? Now, take this, put it to the side. I'll get my new one out here. Undo it. Put a little air in it just so it's really easy to lay right on that tire there, okay? And you see how it's blown up right like this? Okay, so it's a little easier to get right, just to lay right on this tire. Now you can lay this on the ground here, and I'm just going to put it on this table right here so you guys can see a little better. Now find that valve hole right here, okay? And just make sure you lay that really nicely around that tire like that. And the reason for that is so you do not have any kinks, and it makes it a lot easier. Now, the main thing is make sure this is tucked right in like this, okay? All right? Now I'm going to go and tuck the whole tire in there. The main thing is we don't want any kinks at all. If you get a kink, you'll be back changing the tire. Screw it in, and I'm going to put it right in here, the lever towards this like this, and I'm going to just go right along this rim here towards me, okay? And that will tuck the tire right into the... I have this here, and I try to get it in. It'll kind of kink over and fold, and that'll cause a flat tire again. This is just kind of go through just real quick, just to make sure that's smooth and feel it to make sure there's hopefully not any kinks in there. Okay, now put the nut back on. You don't need to do it very tight, just a little looser there, okay? Now I'm going to put it back. Oh, there's a little stem in there, right in here. If you see that little stem there, this little pokey thing, okay? And you just poke it right, okay, you screw this in, but you screw it in really hard. Now this is going to get cold, okay? Make sure this little stem is pulled out like this, unscrewed like this, okay? And this is about 100 pounds of pressure. So here we go. Now when you put it in hard, okay? You need to mean something when you do it. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, we're done. Now pull it out really hard, like this, and you're done. Your tire's blown up, and it's, like I said, about 100 pounds of pressure. Screw that up like this. Make sure no air comes out. We're going to do this a little tighter again. Okay. I'm going to put it on, back on again. Make sure those forks are right. There. Okay. And then put the brake down. Turn this little knob right here, and then just keep on filling the pressure until it builds up pressure here to where it's tight. Not too tight, but just tight enough where you could actually just pull it down about like this. And you're done. You're ready to go. And that's how you change a tire. Back to you today.
Okay, so a couple of things we want to make sure that you have the day of the ride. One, we want to make sure you have sunscreen, as the sun will be out and shining down on you as you ride through our beautiful countryside, and we want to make sure you're protected. The second thing we would like you to have is possibly 2 water bottles. You will for sure be getting 1 in your swag bag, but if you can have 2, that would be great to maintain hydration. Third, remember we do live in Idaho, so sometimes the weather can be unpredictable. So be sure to dress for both types of weather. We will have drop boxes at our water stations that you can leave warm clothing as you pass through. We ask that you put masking tape in your apparel and write your name on it so it's easy identification at Ross Park when we pull everything in from the water stations. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment on Facebook or send us an email, and we look forward to seeing you all on June 21st.